Hello, Adora Alfie here, and today we'll be checking out this game called Icaria. It's a factory builder game that's voxel based and uses basically programming to set up your factory and everything, right? Using little drones and everything, but you'll see what I mean. The game does have a tutorial, but I've already finished the tutorial, so I'm going to be playing on the regular mode, so we're going to be going into a new scenario. It only has casual difficulty right now, and you can randomize the seed, it's all procedurally generated, but let's get into it. So the game is in its demo right now. It has a decent amount of content from what I've seen. It's still pretty early as like factory games go, so it's probably missing a lot of depth and stuff. But it has like the bare bones that like show you what the gameplay mechanics are going to be like going forward, right? So I think it's a pretty decent like first look at this game. You can check it out on Steam yourself as well. I'll put a link in the description, so go do that if you are interested. Anyway, welcome to Icaria. We have landed. This is our little lands over here, right? And we got these 5 little drones. We are trying to build a tower crane over here. That's what this blueprint thing is, right? And it needs one radio telescope to actually get built. So to do that, we need to select the drone over here and click on the lander. And we can take things from the lander. So I'm going to take the radio telescope. Now it's carrying a radio telescope. These drones can only carry one item at a time. So its inventory is full right now. And we need to give that to this blueprint. There we go. And we got some text over here about like the story and stuff, right? Interstellar Discovery Ship Daedalus. The Daedalus arrived with 3 landers. That was just for redundancy. Only one needed to make it to the surface for the mission to be a success. We expected to have communications with all of them by now, but so far, the other 2 are still silent. Thankfully this one landed well, is in fine condition, and should be sufficient for us to make progress. When you completed the tower crane, we picked up a weak signal that might have been one of the other landers. Don't take any unnecessary risks, but it is worth investigating. To get there, you'll first need to collect local resources and expand your infrastructure to the point where you can manufacture relay antennas. The direction to the signal is marked on your compass with a question mark. It will take some time and effort, but when you are ready, build relay antennas to expand your network in that direction and see what you can find. Okay, so the compass that they're talking about is over here. If we rotate it, we can see that the question mark is in that direction, right? So we want to head in that direction to find our other lands, I suppose. But before that, we need to actually get some infrastructure going, right? We land on this nice little flat area, but like the rest of the world isn't so nice and flat. It's full of hills and all sorts of like terrain, right? But we do need to harvest that terrain to actually make stuff. And the 2 resources that we need initially are iron, which is over here, and copper, which should be nearby too. Oh, here we go. Yeah, copper. It was right in front of me. There we go. And we want to mine both of those, right? To mine these resources, we need to use our little drones over here. Boop. And to actually mine, we can set them up with a little bit of a program, which is what we'll be doing over here. But before that, we want to actually have somewhere for them to put their stuff, right, after they finish mining. And we can build it by pressing B and opening the build menu. We only have a few things unlocked right now. But if you look at the top left, there's a research tier thing, right? If I click on this, we can see that tier 0 was a tower crane. Tier 1, we have the kiln, conveyors, conveyor bridges, T-junctions, and small storages. And to get to tier 2, we need to build a kiln to unlock tier 2. So that's how like the research works. You just make stuff from the previous tier, and it'll tell you what you need to make to unlock the next tier. So to make the kiln, we just need iron. If we put our mouse over this, on the left side you can see build kiln, and ingredients are 10 iron. That's what that is. And this thing right now is completely empty, right? We don't have any iron. However, we do have iron in the lands over here. So to pick up all that iron, I can just click on this, and that'll move my crane over here. And then if you press take iron, it'll take 1 iron, right? I have the shift key held right now, and if I keep holding the shift key down and press loop, it'll basically make a loop of this picking up iron, right? And that's what that's doing. If I look at the action editor, you can see exactly what I told it to do. It is picking up iron, but it's looping that action, and that's what it's doing. If I right click here, it'll move here, and the action editor is like, it's not in the action editor anymore, it's following manually commands right now. I can press this clear action thing to get rid of everything in the action editor too. So you can reprogram things and do all sorts of stuff with that. But yeah, we'll be getting into that. For now, we have 40 iron, and we want to use that iron to build a bit of a smelting array, right? The first thing we want to set up is iron smelting, because we need iron to make more iron and other resources, and we want to build a kiln for that. The iron was over there, and the copper is like... Oh, the copper's on the other side. Interesting, interesting. We have 2 ranges we need to like be wary of as well. Here's our build range. it's a bit faint on the far side, but yeah, that's how far we can build with this crane. And we also have power range, but the power range is like way bigger, right? That's like the range from Orlando over here. We can build more power generation later as well, but for now, I want to build on, I guess, like this flat area, right? We have limestone over here and organics over here, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to build here for now. So the first thing we want is a small storage. I'm going to put a small storage in this corner over here. So that's for our drones to actually carry and put the iron ore in. And then after that, we want to build a kiln. I can build it right next to this. I guess that's a bit far, because we do need to bring it back to our ship over here. Or our crane over here. So I want to build it over here, actually. Mm, actually, I don't like that spot. I'm gonna build it... Oh... I want it to be, like, long, like... You know what? I want to build it over here. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this spot. I'm gonna build it over here for now. And then build conveyor. I just need a conveyor going from here to there. And then a conveyor going from the storage into the kiln. So once I'm done with that, I can select the crane and put it into assemble and disassemble mode, which will get it to actually build everything within its range. It's using the iron from its inventory to do this. And now we should have a little bit of kiln set up. You do need to select a recipe for this to make iron ore. It's set to craft forever, so it'll keep crafting iron ore. But we'll craft like iron ore into iron, right? We do need to supply this little storage over here with iron ore to do that though. So to do that, we're going to be using our drones over here, right? So with the drones like that, I'm going to open the action editor so we can see what we're doing. And we wanted to go to the iron area, which is up here. Oh, we do need to designate this iron though. And to do that, if I click E and click and drag... Can we get this entire area? I think we can. So this should cover all of the iron here. And if I select all of this with that, right? With E held down, no, I clicked E once and then I like selected this area. You can see that it's like the entire area, but we only want to mine the iron ore. So if I add like a filter over here, refined iron ore, it'll narrow it down to just iron ore in this area, which is what we want. It messed a little bit over here, because of probably like how it like filters it out. But we can pick that up at some other point. For now, this should be good enough. So next we want to use our drones to go and mine that area. I'm going to select one drone, open the action editor, and holding shift, I'm going to click on this. It'll move to this beacon's area. It'll move to a random point in this beacon's area. And we wanted to do a dig command next. It'll pick up one iron. It can only hold one iron, so that's fine. And then next we wanted to go to this storage over here. So go to. And then we wanted to give. And then we just want it to loop this whole action, right? After we've done this, we can actually save this as an action. So I'm going to set this up as mine iron. Boop. And this little drone, it doesn't have any role right now. So we wanted to have a role as well. So I'm going to call this iron drone. So iron drone is doing mine iron, right? So this should be all like saved and everything. So if I click on like iron drone, you can see that we have like no role and we have like iron drone, right? So this drone is currently doing the iron drone role, which has one program, which is mine iron. We can press edit action to edit that program as well if we wanted to, but that's fine for now. Save that. And if we wanted more drones to actually mine iron, I can select a new drone over here. So we don't have to like do the whole programming thing all over again, right? And I can just press this and click on this. Another way you can do it, let me just pause the game so I can select this drone. If I hold control, and if I click on this drone, it'll copy all of the settings to this drone as well. So that's one way of doing it too. But just for argument's sake, let's like set this to do nothing. And if I go here and select iron drone, it should be in the iron drone role. And if I press play action, it'll go and start mining iron as well. So if you do that, you can basically automate mining iron and stuff, right? So now that we have iron mining, it's actually refining it from iron ore into iron, and it's sending it to our storage over here. So the amount of iron we have, yeah, it's slowly going up. The next thing we're going to do is make the same thing, but for copper. To do that, we want to make, let's see. We want to make another kiln. I'm going to put it right next to this one. And I'm going to build a small storage right here too. and set that up with the conveyor. And this building over here, right, has a limited number of inputs and outputs. Sure, we have enough for like 2 kilns, but like to future-proof all of this, right, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take apart this conveyor belt over here. Boop. And instead of a conveyor belt, I'm gonna put a T-junction over here. The T-junctions are omnidirectional as well. So if I put a T-junction over there, we have an input and we have an output right now, right? And I can either use this as an input or an output. So if I do this, I can basically merge both these belts into one and send it to our base over here. You do need to have belts coming in and out of junctions, so I can't have a junction right next to the input for the base, right? That won't work. So let me just select copper smelting for this. And that should basically have us set up with both copper and iron smelting. Oh, I do need to do like the little thing for copper as well. So let me just go ahead and do that. Here we have the copper deposit. Let me try and select the entire deposit if possible. I think that's the entire deposit, right? And we want to filter this to copper ore. Just like we did with the iron, I'm going to select you. Go here. And, let's see. I wonder if I set this to iron drone, and then I change the role name to copper drone. Oh, it doesn't, like, keep the program. Wait, what if I change it to iron drone, edit action, then change this to copper drone? It still keeps the program, right? And then I can change... Wait. Save action, mine copper. Oh, okay. Edit action. Okay, so it is using the same program. And then I want to change the beacon over here to be this beacon that we're using for copper, beacon number 2. And the storage, I want to change the storage, specific storage, to the copper storage over here. Close that. So we've basically copied the program from iron and just changed like the beacon and the storage, right? And save action, mine copper. So mine copper should be set up to 2 and 2. That's perfect. And just to be sure, I want to go select one of the iron drones. So this is an iron drone, right? If I press edit, yeah, this hasn't been changed. So we basically just copied over the program. I want to set up another drone to go mine copper as well. And play. There we go. So now we have 2 drones mining copper and iron each. Perfect, perfect. The next thing I kind of want to do, maybe set up some extra power generation. But, we should be okay for now. We're running on a bit of a deficit, maybe? Like, we should be running, I think, barely... yeah, I think we have, like, enough power for now. Each one of these uses 1 megawatt. But we have 2 of them, and they aren't, like, always running, right? So we do have a bit of leeway for now. So, for now, let's go ahead and build all the stuff that we need. So, the next thing I want to do is set up, like, a bit of a production area, right? And for that... let's see. The conveyor belts are kind of big. I kind of want to have, like, a bit of a bus, basically, right? So what I'm planning on doing is I want to have a conveyor going that way and a conveyor coming back. Now, the conveyor coming back, I guess it needs to go into here. So going into there is fine for you. And then the conveyor going outwards should be, like, here. And then the conveyor coming inwards. There we go. So now, if I want to, like, do a bit of production, right? What I need to do... let's see. Because the next thing I want to make is a printer. And a printer is big. It does need a bit of space. So what I can do is, if I want to take from this, right? If I put it over here, now I can put a conveyor bridge over here. And that's being output, right? That's correct. And I can put a T-junction over here like so. And then I can have, on this side, let me just disassemble this real quick. I can put a T-junction over here. And then have this feed into here. And if I set this up to... oh, you're missing copper plate. Or isn't constructed yet. Okay, so we do need a few more copper plates. But basically what this does, right? Let me just explain what this does while we wait for copper plates to get here. Um, the belt in this game only transports stuff if there's a request for stuff, right? So if you look at these over here, if you click on request, it's requesting 2 iron ore, and that's the only reason iron ore is moving from the storage over here into the kiln. If it didn't have this request, no matter how much iron ore was in this storage, it would not actually move it out by belt, right? So it's really intelligent the way the conveyor belts work. So by doing this setup over here, we're basically outputting anything we need in our like manufacturing areas, right? And it's outputting it back onto this belt, which is going back into our hub, right? So right now, this belt, even though it's constructed, it's turned off because it's not actually trying to supply anything, right? But this, on the other hand, it will be requesting things. So for example, if we set this up to make electric motors, boop, it suddenly starts like requesting electric copper to make electric motors, right? Since it's requesting copper to make electric motors, it's only getting sent like a bit of copper at a time. Like initially you saw that it like requested a bunch of copper and that came in, right? And it's only gonna request like this amount of copper basically. So it's gonna like be sent in pulses. We can't change like the request over here. It's set to automatic right now, but we can set it to like yeah, we can change some settings here too, right? Like no item reservation means it'll only like get 3. Item reservation reserve request items means it'll request like enough to make 1 and 1 additional, right? So it'll request 6 in total. But we can set this up to manual as well, and for some cases you probably want to do that. But for now, that should be good. We're making electric motors without any issues, right? The next thing we kind of want to make... Oh, I guess like for this as well, I should probably set this up manually, right? So I want to like manually set up how much we are storing in our actual crane, right? So for each material, I'm going to do it manually because we can only store like 20,000 materials in here in total, and I don't want that to get filled up with one type of resource, right? So for example, for iron, I'm going to request like 100 iron, request 100 copper, 100 copper plates, and then I want to request electric motor. I only want you to store like 20 electric motors. And the other thing we want to make is trusses, and I'm going to set it to like store like 20 trusses as well. So if it makes more than 20 electric motors, this will eventually stop making them. It's gonna have storage of like 100, I guess. Let's see. Scriptable. Ooh, I guess that's what the programming stuff is for. But no, we're gonna do simple. Craft forever. It's gonna fill up the storage over here, probably. But we can be a bit more intelligent about it. It is set up to craft forever. Oh, I have the game paused. Whoops. I wonder what we can do over here. Signals let robots send commands to each other. Okay. Create signal. Choose a recipe to craft. Loop. While in simple mode. Oh, if we set this up to scriptable, then we can program it. Okay, let me try something, right? Let's see. Choose recipe to craft. Let's craft motors, right? Craft in timeout. And while... Let's see. If storage... In my storage, I have electric motors less than... Let's say like if there's like less than 5 inside itself, right? Boop. Then it's gonna craft electric motors. I could even set this up to like do multiple things, right? So I could even do like while this, and then while truss is less than 5 or something, and then have it like swap between trusses and electric motors, right? Boop. Then I wanted to craft a truss. Yeah. So if you do that, you can have it like craft multiple items as well. And then I can put all of this into a loop. Boop, boop. Play action. Mm, is this not working? Oh wait, game is paused. Play action. So yeah, now it's like trying to craft electric motors, right? Hmm. But then the second has more than 5 electric motors in its inventory, it's gonna change. So if I set this, if I like swap this condition, if I make it this, wait, if I make it mm, this, so now it's gonna skip this as soon as it crafts the next one, because right now it's trying to craft an electric motor, but then once it crafts one, it's gonna have like, it's only going to go in here if it has more than 5, which is not what we want to do. Now it's gonna start crafting trusses, right? So you can see how like you can use this to basically automate production. You can even have like multiple machines making the same set of things. Sure, they're gonna have priorities, but it's very flexible, and I love that, right? And depending on what's crafting, it's requesting different things too, because its requests are set to automatic as well. So I'm basically gonna set this up to go back to crafting motors. So I'm just gonna flip this, so less than 5. And it's not gonna break out of here until it's done. So I'm just gonna stop and play. So it restarts the whole program, right? And now it's gonna be crafting motors again. There we go. So now that we have this thing making both motors and trusses, I could just copy this and set up another one next to it if I wanted to. It is using up a bit of power though, which I'm kind of concerned about. But I think we can hang in for a while. Because the only thing that's happening is these like machines are moving a bit slower, right? Because they don't have enough power. And I don't have enough drones to actually like worry about that too much for now. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to build a garage next. So a garage... We can just build it right here, honestly. Like, there's no harm. And for this, very similar, except we only need an input for the garage. So build a conveyor that goes like from here to there, and then goes in. We don't need to output anything from the garage, and we want to select recipe drone. Craft amount, I'm going to set to like craft like 3 for now. And for request, only request, yeah, no item reservations. Just request only what you need. So once it crafts like 3 drones, it should stop, in theory. Boop. But we can also output these drones once we have them made. So now we have more drones. So we can basically make as many drones as we need now. And we can assign these to like do things as well. So I'm going to set one up to copper, start. And I'm going to set one up to iron, start. You know, let's craft a few more. The next thing we want to do is make a bit of power production, right? To do that, we need bioreactors, which are these things. I do want to set them up in a way where I can scale them a little bit. And biomass is literally everywhere, so we can just use that biomass. I think I'm going to put a bunch over here, maybe. So let me just set up, one, like, here. For now. And build a T-junction that goes this way. We can have a conveyor that goes this way. And I can build a storage over here. And build another conveyor that goes this way. There we go. It still does need like a bit of copper before we can finish building this. We really are like strapped for copper, aren't we? If you could send more drones to go mine more copper, that'd be excellent, but we don't have enough power right now either. I'm tempted to just turn this off for the time being. Boop. Turn off. It does return any extra resources it has once it's not requesting them anymore. So it does like empty out its inventory when it does that. But once we get the copper, we should be able to build this. And I want to set up like this drone to go and mine for biomass in the meantime. Let's see. We could mine right here for biomass, honestly. I might just do that. I'm gonna do something kind of silly. Should I? I could use my crane to like mine all the biomass from this area as a thing. But then what am I gonna replace it with? Like, we need limestone and stuff from other places. I don't know if we have enough limestone anywhere else. I guess we could flatten like some area, right? You know what? Let's do that. Let's like do a flatten command over here. So if I press E and select up to here, perhaps? Oop. And let's say I want to flatten this area, right? So I'm gonna select my tower crane. I'm gonna set an action script. Go here. And we don't want it to just go to any random spot. We want to go to the highest point. And then we wanted to do a dig. And then we only wanted to do this until it mines it down to a certain point. So we're going to put a while loop over here. I should not have pressed that actually. And we're going to mine it on if it's only above a certain building, so itself. If it's higher than itself, it's going to mine out that bit. Oop. And we want to put this all into a loop. So it's going to go to the highest point and it's going to start mining it down basically until it's like at the same height as the crane itself. It's really satisfying to watch it do this. It reminds me of like when you're trying to like level hills and stuff in Minecraft, right? But it'll do this for a bit. And once it's done with that... Okay, it just starts moving around randomly because it doesn't have any higher points anymore. Now we wanted to do like the opposite of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap this for lowest point, and while it's below its current point, I want it to actually where's like the place? Deposit. Yeah, we wanted to deposit, and we only wanted to deposit a certain item, right? We only wanted to deposit limestone. I think we did mine up some limestone, so it should all be good. Oop. So now it's gonna flatten the rest of it, basically. Yeah. So that's how you like flatten areas. It's gonna try and do that again, but let's just stop it from doing its thing. There we go. Perfect. Oop, oop. Close both of those. And now I could technically mine up the rest of the biomass here. Can I place another beacon over here? What if I place like this area? Like so. And then set this to organics only. And then I get... I could use the drones to do it, I suppose. Action editor. Go here. Dig. Wait. Go here. Dig. Go here. Give. And then loop. Save this as mine biomass. And set you up as a new role. Biomass drone. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's outside of our range. Okay, so that's gonna be a problem. I should not have pressed that. Okay, put into assemble and disassemble mode again. So it's outside of our range. So what I can do to fix that is if I get rid of that and just put like a storage over here instead, that should be fine. There we go. And you, biomass drone. Wait, do you not have a program? Wait a second. Biomass drone. You don't seem to have a program. I wonder what happened to that. Dig. Go here. Give. And then loop. Save. Biomass. Or mine. Biomass. Oop. Perfect. So now we're mining biomass, putting into the storage, and that's being sent to this generator, which is using it to generate a bit more power for us to supplement the power that we're getting from our little ship over here, right? That should be helping us quite a bit. I think we're like stockpiling copper and stuff too, so I could set this up to make more motors and stuff. There we go. And let's release these drones as well. Can we set up a role for them before we release them? Doesn't seem to be like the case. Oh well. So select you, select role, biomass drone, go. Select you, select role, not iron drone, biomass drone, go. There we go. So now we should be storing up a bit of biomass, and that should keep this generator running for a bit. Perfect. So now we have a bit more power. This generator does have a smaller range, like its range is a bit more limited than our ships, right? So you want to be a bit more careful about like where you're placing these bioreactors, but it should be pretty decent. Now, we did pretty much like finish digging up this entire area, and yeah, our drones are not gonna have anywhere to go now, right? I want to stop this drone, and then I want to stop this drone, and stop this drone. That's this area that's done, right? I'm gonna delete that, and I think you still have like your filling command. So what if we just play action again? Oh, it's gonna fill up this area again. I don't think it has enough like limestone to actually do this. You could use dirt as well. Add dirt. Okay, but it is like empty. Ran out of resources again. Let's save this action as fill area. Okay, stop running that program. And I should have saved that other area, the other program too. So let's do this and save this as. What if I save this as like what was it again? Flatten area. So now we have two programs, right? For flatten area, we actually want this to be set up to highest point in an area, and if it's above, we want it to dig. Save that. So now we have two programs, right? And we can run either one of them. So let's say I want to flatten this area, right? If I click E, wait, I want to see what your range is. You have decent range, okay. Let's say I want to flatten this area over here, right? Boop. Now I could select you, and then select flatten area. Wait, edit. I want to select a different beacon. I want to select this beacon. Boop. Save. There we go. So we can get to like flatten this area and then move the limestone over here, right? So yeah, you can do quirky little things like that to basically terraform, right? The program that you have in this game is pretty nifty like that. But we do need more biomass. I could probably mine some biomass and stuff over here. But I think I'm going to put a cut here for this episode. I'm probably going to be doing maybe like another episode or two of this game. I think there's like enough stuff to show off for like another episode of or two. But I'll see you guys in the next one. If you like the game or the video so far, I suppose, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!